Hi guys, welcome back to Tuesday Top Picks with Itu. For top betting strategies, match insights, and expert picks. And today we are putting the spotlight on goalkeepers. Let's get into it. Khune's greatest career moments. I have so many, but I'll only pick a few. Under Bafana Bafana, playing for the national team 91 times, representing my country has always been my greatest pleasure. Participating in the FIFA World Cup in 2010 in African soil here in South Africa. It's also my best career moment for Bafana. And for Kaizer Chiefs, 2007 Telkom knockout at Loftus when I was still rocking long track pants. I think people still remember that. And there's a lot. I've won so many trophies with the club, and those are the memories you will keep forever. The pleasure of being the last line of defense is you have to know how to communicate with your defense, because when you communicate with your defense, that means they will carry the instructions to the field, and even on the field, you still have to keep on reminding them, because I know that I had a way of communicating with my defense. I used to whistle, and when I tell them that when you hear my whistle, the ball is mine. When you don't hear my whistle, because when I tell you clear the ball, you can't hear me because the stadium is packed, there's vuvuzela being blown, we can't hear each other. But my whistle was loud enough to be able to communicate with my defense, and that's why we were able to win so many trophies and get to where we are today as the club legends. You have to have your communication skills on point in every game, because it's always noisy in the stadium. So my players, I used to communicate to them with the whistle. They know that it's my ball. And if they don't hear the whistle, they have to clear the ball. So that's the understanding you must have with your defense, and communicate very well so that you avoid conceding goals. I think where the line of defense starts for a goalkeeper, it's the understanding between the goalkeeper and the defense. Because in a game, we deal with distances, and we must have 10 meters apart from each other. So once you have bigger gaps in between, the other team might take advantage of those gaps. And again, if you don't have a goalkeeper who can play as a sweeper keeper, so that he can anticipate any ball that is played through or behind the defense, if he can't win those balls and you guys don't have the same understanding, that means you are bound to lose any match. Here are my two top tips for betting on a goalkeeper: the number of clean sheets he has kept and the number of goals he has conceded. So that means if he concedes less, he stands a chance of winning the game for his team. But the more goals he concedes, that means the team is bound to get relegated come end of the season, or being eliminated from the cup tie. Big moments when goalkeepers changed a game. I think I can easily refer to myself when I was still playing. There's a lot of big moments, big games that I was shining in against even big teams. Like I remember even in Brazil, we were playing Brazil. I played against Neymar twice. He couldn't beat me, because every time I go and play, I watch football in general. Doesn't matter which league. So that prepares me to say whenever you are playing in CAF competitions, you are able to watch those teams play. When you meet them, you know their strengths and weaknesses. So that's what I did. That's when I started following Neymar when he was still with Santos. Now he's back at Santos, where his career started, it's ending there. But I remember winning 2 man of the match performances against him, because he wanted to score so badly. He's a big player in Brazil, a lot is expected. I was a big player, a big goalkeeper in South Africa, a lot was expected. So I needed to make sure that I don't concede against Neymar. And that's how I won 2 men of the match against Brazil. So a goalkeeper can affect the game, or he can disappoint his teammates, because if you switch off a bit, you concede, but you have to stay switched on until the last whistle. So that has always been my trends. Whenever I prepared for the match, I would know the strength of every player that I'm going to face on the day. And I knew that this is a perfect opportunity for me to even get a contract overseas. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. But I enjoyed my football here in South Africa. I've played against big teams, big players. I was coached by top coaches. So I'm very grateful for that. And here are my selections from the 2nd to the 12th of April. In the London derby between Chelsea and Tottenham, I go for Tottenham because they've been doing well and Chelsea hasn't been on top form. So in the Merseyside derby, Liverpool versus Everton, I go for Liverpool because they are number one and they've been number one since the start of the season. So I think they will also finish on number one. But Everton was also giving other teams in the Premier League a problem, but I don't see them coming out victorious against Liverpool. Chiefs versus Galaxy, I went for a draw because both teams haven't been that consistent. Chiefs, they have to score goals in order for them to win. So when they lack goals and then they don't concede, then the match will end in the draw. Sundowns, Stellenbosch, both teams very good. I know that Stellenbosch used to give Sundowns a problem when they still had Reiners, but now he's with them. He's going to give his former team problems. The Manchester derby, the interesting one. I'm going for Man City because Manchester will be painted blue that day and they will win the match on the day. Polokwane City versus Orlando Pirates, I give it to Pirates, but Pirates always struggle going to Polokwane. But again, they've played a couple of games there against Magezi, Marumo Gallants, and Polokwane City before in the first leg. So that means, in the cup match. So that means they are familiar with the weather conditions, the stadium that they are going to play into. So I will give this one to Pirates. Then the last one, Arsenal versus Brentford. I'll give it to Arsenal because they made me proud. They are not the team that I support, but they made me proud in the Champions League. I think they won 7. So they're in good form. My best bet is the Manchester derby. City win and both teams to score. Click the link below to bet now and let's win together. That's a wrap for Tuesday Top Picks with Itu. If you enjoyed this, like, share, and subscribe below. Click below to place my bet selection. New sign-ups receive a 30 Rand sports bonus. See you in our next episode. Bet smart with TOPBET and enjoy the game.